Yo, what's happening, people? Welcome to another episode of the Meathead on the Mic podcast. First things first, my apologies. The day was super fucking hectic. So we're doing this way later than fucking anticipated, but we're not gonna miss because we don't fucking miss. And this is my commitment to you. 5 podcasts every single week. All right. So we're gonna dive into it today. We are going to be talking about the wrong way to quote unquote diet. All right. So this is gonna be juicy. I'm gonna be answering a lot of questions that you guys and girls have and maybe fixing some of the misconceptions that already exist in your brain. And that's my intention today. I want to give you all the knowledge that I've got. And of course, I'm not perfect, right? So, if there's something that conflicts with your beliefs, you're more than welcome to talk about it, drop a comment about it, or ask a question about it, and I'll be able to respond to you at the end of the live stream recording. So, those of you that already tune in all the time, you know what the deal is. You can ask questions at any point in time, or comments any point in time, and I'll be responding to them at the end of the podcast. So what is up, Jake? I see you, homie. Justin, thanks for joining. Pure Genetics, what's up, bro? What is happening, people? TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, what is good? All right. So, without wasting any time, we are going to be diving into the podcast. Ooh, 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 ooh. Just going to put this thing over here so we can get the title on. Boom. What's up, folks? There we go. All right. We are going to be diving into the podcast in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Yo, what's good, meatheads? Hope you're having an amazing day. Welcome to another episode of the Meathead on the Mic podcast. It is your host, IFBB Pro Matt Butale, coming at you with another topic. And today we will be talking about the wrong way to quote unquote diet. All right. You're welcome to join the Meathead Monsters Club, which is a community on Facebook to meet other meatheads online. Also, do not forget to share, screenshot this podcast to your IG story to show support. Believe me, it'll go a long way. Also, if you have any questions that you'd like to ask me, or if you'd like to see the live recording, tune into exclusive behind the scenes footage, you can search for me, Matt Butale, on Twitter, TikTok, LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook. Also, shameless plug to my YouTube channel if you want to see some extra meathead content. Again, that's like not safe for work, so I don't recommend you play that around anyone under 18. All right, so let's dive into the meat and potatoes, people. All right, let's get it done. Let's dive into this. All right, so let's talk about it. The wrong way to quote unquote diet. First of all, the reason why I'm using quotations around the word diet is because if you're dieting, it already sounds like you're dying. First of all, second of all, it's something that I personally believe you should not have to switch on and off from or in and out of. A diet, a healthy, balanced, sustainable diet, is something that you can live with for the rest of your life, right? So it's not like a phase that you go through only to lose a certain amount of weight. It's something that you do in order to maintain a healthy lifestyle. That's like the reason why I put quotations around diet, because it's like this mindset of like only being in a diet to like be in this diet to lose weight or whatever. And once you lose that weight, you're not going to be eating clean or healthy or anything like that. Like I hate that misconception. So that's why I put quotations around the word diet. All right. So let's get that out the way. All right. Now moving forward, let's break this down. All right. So this is something that I'm aware of, and you might be aware of this too. Most people fail with quote unquote dieting because of their initial approach. They're either too flexible and they tend to do, macros, like, people that follow if it fits your macros, if you're familiar with that. That just simply is people that, they select any food, whether it's junk or whole food, that's good or bad. And I'm not really gonna say good or bad foods. I'm just gonna say junk or whole foods, okay? Because they both serve their purposes. And so essentially, people that choose only to use, we'll say, junk food to make up the bulk of their macros, if not all of their macros, typically lean towards the IIFYM, or if it fits your macros. That's just the acronym for it. Type of nutritional approach, right? And I'm not saying that it doesn't work. It can work, but it's definitely not the best way because it encourages, or at least if you don't have a strong mentality, if you don't have a strong control over your temptations and cravings, it can allow for a lot of binge eating, right? And it makes it more stressful to stick to what you're actually supposed to be eating or doing in order to get that end goal, that end result, whether it's to lose 25 pounds, burn that fat or build muscle even. Okay, so let's break it down. There are people that are either too flexible and try to attempt IIFYM and they fuck up, or there are people on the other side of the spectrum that are way too fucking strict, right? And they end up doing more harm than good by not having enough nutritional diversity, hating what they're eating, and really quitting before any results even surface. And even if they get results, they end up quitting eventually simply because it's too strict, right? So there's one side of the spectrum where people are way too free, with the IIFYM, and then there is another side of the spectrum where people are way too goddamn strict, and that's why essentially I put quotations around the word diet because those are that's those people. Those people are like, well, fuck, like I have to be eating, straight rice, straight asparagus, straight chicken, no seasonings, blah blah. Like, no, you don't actually have to do that. Okay, and then the same thing with the people that do IIFYM. No, you don't have to eat all pizza and fucking burgers and shit all day to make your macros. Like, you don't. The best part about this all, the number one thing that you're probably going to take away from this podcast today, is that you're going to find out sustainability is the key. It's not being too strict. It's not being too flexible. It's being somewhere in between, but leaning more on the strict side. And we're going to talk about that. And when I say strict, I'm not talking about being restrictive and never having certain junk foods because junk food is evil. Like, no, right? I'm here to help you actually correct your misconceptions and improve your relationship with food. Okay. So that means eating clean 80% of the time and freestyling it 20% of the time. Because let's face it, we're fucking human beings. I myself am a pro bodybuilder and I eat pizza and wings from time to time. And that's my 20%. But 80% of the time, I'm eating clean, home cooked, whole meals. Okay. But we're going to be diving into that in a little bit. Okay. So in today's episode, we're going to be talking about how to properly pick the right method for you to lose fat and keep it off. All right. So let's dive into the meat and potatoes. Number one, we just talked about it. Too much freedom is going to make you spin your tires, get stressed and or confused when you're not seeing results. You can't make up your mind on what you want when you're doing your own macros for IIFYM. So you go out and like sporadically just get different foods and add them into your MyFitnessPal to make up for the calories that you or your coach have set out for yourself and the macros that you and your coach have set out for yourself in order for you to succeed, burn fat, and build muscle. You also may not select the best foods to consume because they're like overly processed goods. You have too much freedom, right? Which will cause bloating, indigestion, water retention, so many different things depending on how your health actually is. Okay. Also, you're more likely to screw up your program or your, we'll say, nutritional protocol because you're eating macros on the fly, as I mentioned. There's no prepped meals to maintain order and a healthy nutritional structure. So you're most likely winging it every single day, and you might not even hit all of your macros every single day and your calories every single day simply because you don't have the structure. There's nothing like already set in stone that you have to follow, right? And when I say that, I'm really talking about meal prep. Like meal prep for me is a lifesaver because I'll come home from the gym or wherever I'm going, and I can just pop my meal out of the fridge into the microwave, heat it up, eat it up, done. Right? That's structure. I don't have to worry about cooking. I don't have to worry about where I'm going to get the next meal from and how many macros it's going to be and the calories. It takes away a lot of the guesswork and a lot of the stress to have meals prepped that you can just heat and eat. Honestly, it really like people have this misconception that meal prep is so horrible, it's so strict and all that. Well, it's horrible and strict for you likely because you're not giving yourself the foods that you actually like to eat that are whole. If you don't like fucking chicken breasts, don't eat it. There's beef, there's fish, there's other types of poultry like turkey, right? So forcing yourself into one, like, let's say, into a little box and saying that you can only eat certain things is going to make you quit. It's not sustainable. We have taste palates for a reason. We have taste buds for a reason. We like the way shit tastes. And that goes for another thing too, seasonings. I can't tell you how many people I know that believe seasonings are evil, that if you want to lose weight, you should never season your food. That's bullshit. If you don't season your food and you don't like it, what makes you think you're actually going to stick to your, sustainable nutrition protocol? That's more of a quote unquote diet. And that's where it comes from, that like, that strict mindset of like only eating X, Y, and Z. Otherwise, I'm going to die because every other thing is evil. Like, nah, get a grip. That's not the way to do it. And I'm not roasting you. I'm not here to, talk down on you. I just really want to break that ice and get that misconception out of your head because it does not work like that. I season the fuck out of my foods and I'm happy when I do it because I get motivated to eat the next meal because it actually fucking tastes good to me. You know what I mean? So that's one thing that you want to be doing. Take it from a pro. All right. So let's break it down. Why is it important to have a nutritional structure? Like, why is it important to be more strict than free? As I said at the start of this podcast, 80-20 is the rule. 80% clean, 20% freestyle. That's something that even all of my clients, they abide by. They stick to. Sustainability is what I preach. So why is it more important? Why have 80% clean foods and 20% junk or free foods, we'll say, quote unquote, because I don't want you to think of food being evil, good or bad or whatever. Food is not a supervillain or a fucking superhero. Okay, so let's get that out the way. The reason why it's that and it's not 50-50, in my opinion, is because, well, to have more discipline, to have more structure, to have more order is always better than having less order. When you are out eating free meals, you're pretty much going where your tongue wants you to go. I mean, we're not talking about going downstairs eating out your partner, but I had to, man. I'm a meathead. I had to say something very stupid just so we can laugh a little bit. Banter time. Anyway, so moving forward with my head screwed on in the right direction. The reason why it's better to be more strict than not strict simply is because having more discipline is better than having less discipline. If you are able to have more order and more of a structure and say, rely on meals that are already prepped in your fridge that I was talking about earlier that you can just heat and eat, having that opportunity, having that it's almost like a system, it's almost damn near automated where you don't think about it. You just pull it out of the fridge, heat it up, eat it, and you know what the macros are, you know what the calories are because you've already prepared it in advance. That fills out a gap easier than you saying, shoot, maybe I'll go to pizza or wherever your pizzeria, wherever you live. Maybe I'll go to a jerk chicken spot or a Chinese spot and this and that. Like the giving yourself the opportunity to choose, which is great. I mean, choosing different things is cool. Also stirs up confusion, which can also bring you stress and then make you fuck up your nutrition, right? But having a structured, systematic, almost damn near automated, uh, you know, system is it's going to take away all the stress, if not most of it. Hence why 80%, right? 80% of the time, everything's automated. You're just following it through, but you're making sure that those foods are seasoned. You're making sure that those foods are wholesome. You're making sure that those foods actually satiate you, that you're full. And that's on tap 80% of the time, as opposed to the 20% of the time, it might just be like one day where you get one free meal. And that's something that I do with all my other clients. And that's just to really honestly make your taste buds happy and quench the cravings before they become a binge problem. Because, and this is another thing that I said with being too strict, if you're way too strict and it's time for you to get yourself, I don't know, a free meal, a quote unquote cheat meal. I hate using the word cheat meal, but if that's something that you do, you're more likely going to struggle with a portion of control and telling yourself when to stop. Also, you're gonna feel like shit after. You're gonna feel guilty and like, that you've cheated yourself and that there's a lot of negative emotions that come with not being in control, not being disciplined, not being regulated, and having this automated system. That's gonna help you lose the weight, burn the fat, right? So, and it's gonna cause stress when you go through that type of shit, and it's gonna make you hate quote unquote dieting, which is why I keep saying quote unquote dieting. Honestly, guys and girls, it's because it's not the way to go. I don't believe in diets. I believe in a sustainable nutrition protocol, right? I always say nutrition protocol because it can change depending on how your body operates and what changes within your body. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? And I'll tell you, all of my clients honestly start off with the meal protocol and we get close. Honestly, we once we get to a point where we're like 50% of the way or halfway through, if not a little bit past, getting towards their initial goals of burning fat and building muscle, then I start to incorporate free meals every odd time, depending on if their body's actually going to need it. Why? Because food optimization. Okay. By keeping similar whole foods that are, also sufficient in micronutrients and amino acids in rotation, we prime our bodies to improve our digestion by staying away from inflammatory foods that our body struggles to digest, like a whole bunch of processed shit that's fast food and sweets and all the quote unquote junk, right? So keeping it sustainable 80% of the time, sustainable nutrition protocol, and then 20% of the time getting that free meal. Again, most of my clients, if not all of them, get that 20% once they've already got their body down into a system where their digestion's operating properly, their metabolism's operating properly, and they're able to optimize the nutrients that they're consuming to the highest degree, simply because they have like their body has that homeostasis of using the whole foods in the best possible way, so that even when you do eat junk, although it's still junk and although it's not as nutritious, your body's going to utilize it in the best possible way, right? But that's why we wait until the clients are halfway through, at least halfway through their program, and getting half of the results. So at that point in time, and prove to me, um, that they're actually, moving forward in the right direction, then I can, factor in free meals, cheat meals, things of that sort in the future if they even want it. Because most people actually don't. They enjoy eating sustainable, cooking the foods that they like to eat that are also, whole foods that are also that they taste good and they satiate them, right? So there's like no need for them almost in a sense to want to we'll say eat free meals. But again, we have taste buds, so you can still want it and you can still get it once your body is acclimated to getting you results in the first place by eating whole foods regularly 80% of the time. Make sense? Okay, so another thing I want to mention, inflammatory foods, you know that are usually processed, overly processed. um I've noticed some clients that come to me that have mainly been consuming fast food, things like that, inflammatory foods. They really, really, actually, it's like a 90% of the time. And I noticed this now that I'm thinking about it. I'm just like, wow, like it's a lot of people experience bloating like a motherfucker and just lots of inflammation and others, health issues. But again, with certain whole foods, you can still get the same effect. Like people that have gluten intolerance, they can still get inflamed or bloat or even have any other adverse effects, even if the foods are clean. So it's not necessarily that all of the foods are bad for you when it comes to junk food. Like we don't want to be eating junk food most of the time, trust me. But you can also still be eating whole foods and get some of those adverse effects like bloating, um, inflammation or any other health, indigestion and things of that sort, right? Which is why honestly all of my clients get a custom nutrition protocol because not everybody, digests food at, the same way or the same rate or things of that sort. So, I also tell them, especially if they have some of these I don't even want to call them issues, but their body responds differently to food in a negative way. I actually urge them to get their blood work done so that we could see what's really going on and make the necessary changes in their nutrition protocol to make sure that they continue to succeed, still are comfortable, and have their body optimizing their nutrition to the very best of their ability. Okay. So that's pretty much the gist of it. So now you're here, you're like, okay, that makes sense. So what do I do? Do I do this freestyle IIFYM shit, or, you know, do I stick with it and go more strict than ever? Right. So if you're already asking yourself that question, you weren't listening the whole time. Right. So you already have it. You know what it is by now. It's sustainability. Okay. While we are aware that not all macros are created equal, having a balance of clean foods and, clean whole foods and junk food is the best option. Sustainability, 80/20 is the rule. All of my clients follow through with it, right? So, and like, why is that the deal? Why? Well, because in order to defeat binge eating, as I mentioned earlier, you have to incorporate other foods that you're going to want to eat fucking anyway, right? And for me, honestly, I make sure that those things that I want to eat are of course in regulated portions that I'm tracking, but they can also be justified by my training routine. How? Well, put it this way. I fucking love Rice Krispies, certain sweets and Pop Tarts. Rice Krispies and Pop Tarts, honest to God, since I was a kid, just fucking loved it. No real reason, okay? And they're simple carbs. Okay, so if I'm gonna have simple carbs, Rice Krispies, Pop Tarts, Bear Paws, any of those things, I can justify my consumption of those foods if I decide to consume them before a workout. Why? Because they are simple carbs and that they digest easily. And if I'm going to have simple carbs that digest easily before a workout, that means my ability to get the sugars, the carbs, the glucose, and convert it into glycogen and get a nice juicy pump in the gym is going to go up. And essentially, that just means it's improving my performance in the gym. So essentially, I'm justifying my use of this. We'll say the 20%, the junk food, by allowing it to, enhance my performance in the gym. I'm utilizing it for a certain purpose, right? As opposed to me just craving it and just eating it whenever I wanted to. I can say, well, I'll have two Rice Krispies and a pack of Pop Tarts equals to 105, if not 100 grams flat of simple carbs that I can ingest right before the gym, which is going to get more glycogen into my system and allow me to get more fucking swole, get more pumped, get more reps in my workout. Okay. And that's just honestly a little trick that I did not have to share with you, that I just decided to share with you. It's something that a lot of bodybuilders do, especially the Rice Krispies. Okay. And they're still shredded, they're still ripped. But believe me, guys and girls, it's because those Rice Krispies are being utilized, okay, for the benefit of being a simple carb that digests easily, that they can get a pump off of, but still respecting the 80% of the time that they're eating clean. So that's a part of their 20%. The pre-workout Rice Krispie, right? Or the free meal that they'll have on a Saturday when they're out with their family or their fiance. Make sense? Again, guys and girls, I will always stand by this. I recommend the 80-20 rule to my clients, to my friends, to even random gym bros that come up to me in the change room and ask me what the fuck I do. I just try to summarize it and say 80-20 rule, bro. This is what you got to do. All right. Eat clean and track your macros from clean meals 80% of the time. And give yourself 20% of the time, the ability to eat junk food and all the other shit that we consider to be evil food, but in a way that is still beneficial to your progress by helping you become more disciplined and utilizing it only to enhance your performance in the gym and expedite your results. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Okay, if it makes sense, nod your head silently if you're listening to the podcast. And if you are watching this on the live stream, just drop a fire comment down below. All right. Now it's time for you to take action. If you like this episode, share it with a friend. I hope I was able to deliver a valuable experience to you today. Thank you so much for your precious time and attention. Also, if you want to join the Natural Nomad Academy and lose 25 pounds, and also become a part of the Meathead community, feel free to DM me and I'll honestly check you out and see if you'll be a good fit. P.S. I will not be monetizing this podcast with ads or anything like that because I actually respect your time. And I simply just want you to take the value for free, straight up. All right. Do not forget to screenshot and share this episode to your Instagram story to show support. It will go an extremely long way. Let's embrace your inner meathead together. All right. It's been nice chatting. Hope you like what today's topic was about. Natural IFBB Pro Matt Butale signing out. Boom. All right, people. Podcast is recorded. Now I'm going to be looking through the comments over here on TikTok, Instagram, and yeah. So I'm gonna start off over here on TikTok since it's closer to me. What's up? I see you there on the gram. Sophie, thanks for joining. What's good? Hey, homie says make sure to eat and drink if you haven't yet, and your body deserves it. I love you. Thank you so much, Reed Harlow. I've eaten so far, I think 4 meals, and then I have two more meals left after this. So I've got 6 meals today. So we eating good. And I'm at almost about 6 liters of water today. So believe me, we're on point. And, I took my vitamins and all that stuff in the morning. So I appreciate you. Love. What do cows drink? I don't know, bro. Anyway, Elijah, I appreciate you for the follow. Can you play? Okay, no, I'm not doing that. Can you eat McDonald's and still get in shape? Yes, you can eat McDonald's and still get in shape, but it's not the best way to get in shape. And the reason why is because, so when I was talking about IIFYM earlier on, like if it fits your macros, quote unquote, people usually do that. They'll fill up their daily nutrition with McDonald's, Burger King, pizza, everything, all that stuff. And the thing is this, you'll be able to hit your protein, carbs, and fats. But as I said earlier on, not all macros are equal. So the micronutrients, we'll say the vitamins and like the amino acids and all this stuff in whole foods that make it so great that your body optimizes and takes advantage of, like even creatine being in beef and fish and things like that, and the quality of those food sources, they have an effect. The quality of fast food is not the same quality of whole foods, right? So yes, you can get shredded off of McDonald's, but you are what you eat. If we were the exact same height, had the exact same genetics, trained the exact same way, did the exact same amount of cardio, everything, and had the exact same calories and macros, but you decided to eat whole foods and get your macros and nutrition from whole foods, and I decided to eat a whole bunch of junk and do IIFYM, you'd look better than me. You'd look better than me. And it's because of the small things, the micronutrients, the amino acids that you get from the whole foods that are they're better quality. It's a better quality source of protein, better quality source of carbs, better quality source of fats from whole foods as opposed to junk foods. Does that make sense, bro? That's an excellent question. I like that question a lot. Todd Martha, shout out to you. How many calories should I eat to get lean? I'm 6'2", 185. So that's pretty wild or general question to ask, because I don't know a lot about you and how much you train and how much cardio you do. There are many other variables and factors that we're gonna have to take into account in order to get you to, if I can even, hypothesize how many calories you should be eating, I would have to know so much more than just how tall you are and how much you weigh. All right. So if that's something you really want to know, shoot me a message, bro. And I'll try my best, man. I'll help you out there and give you a cool little answer there. All right. So I appreciate you and I appreciate the follow, Todd Martha. Will says you're probably lean already. Good weight. Yeah, I mean for 6'2", 185, I would say the same, but it's all about the composition, right? He could be 185, not fat, but doesn't have a lot of muscle, like what we call skinny fat. So you never know. The composition it varies, right? But he's not overweight. He's not obese or anything at 6'2", 185. I'd say he's on the skinnier side. But yeah, that's a good observation there, Will. So Ugh, I was gonna read this comment, but it's actually nonsense. This says, "Hi, my girlfriend is." No, I'm not reading that actually, but I appreciate you for joining. Thank you so much. Todd Martha says, "Thoughts on creatine supplements? Creatine is fucking amazing. More people should use it. It does also come from your nutrition, as I mentioned earlier on. If we're talking about whole foods, if we're talking about beef, fish, mainly beef and fish, which have, I believe, the highest concentration of creatine, you can get it from that. Your body also secretes creatine and creates it. Like your body actually produces creatine. You can also get it from your food, and getting it from a supplement source is just the cherry on the sundae, the cream of the crop. You'll be able to fully utilize creatine, and creatine is going to allow you to get stronger in the gym, actually enlarge your muscles by retaining water in them. Okay. And give you a whole lot of positive benefits with so many other things, like so many positive health benefits. I couldn't even list them all. Creatine, if anything, is my favorite supplement, and it's a supplement that I'll never ever stop taking. Okay. So that's my opinion on that. He says, I've been using it lately. I can see the benefits. Yeah. So if you're taking 5 grams a day, you should be good. Awesome, bro. That's good. Dude, I appreciate you, Todd, asking all the good questions. All right. So Instagram, let's get into it real quick. And I'm going to stick around for 2 to 5 minutes because I got 2 meals left and it's like 30 minutes to midnight over here. I never ever go live at this time. I was just so fucking busy earlier on, but I made a commitment. I'm not gonna miss. Just don't fucking miss. All right. So shout out to everybody that joined. I'm not gonna read everyone's names, but much fucking love. Kaim, what's happening? He says, bro, what the fuck? How big are you now? I'm hovering around. I'm like what? Between 202, 204, pushing for a good 210. I'm still fairly lean. And then once I get to 210, stay there for a couple of maybe 1 or 2 months and slowly push the envelope by 5 pounds a month and just lay it out at 220, hang out there, and then get bone dry shredded for the next competition later on this year. So that's the question on that's the answer on that question there, bro. He says, true. Mago, what's good? Thanks for joining. He says, makes sense. So you're following along. Azra, I see you. If you watch this replay, hard eyes back to you. You know what's up. Bianca, what is up? Yo, it's been fucking forever, yo. It's been forever. It's been so fucking long. I'm so glad to see you tuning in again. Kaim says, Rice Krispie, my ish. You know what I'm talking about, bro? Bianca says, bear paws. I'm sorry for getting y'all fucking hungry. I just had to, honestly, in my cupboard downstairs, I did not decide to have it today because I had a high carb day today at like 525 grams of carbs, and we did about 250 for protein. And fats are actually really low at like 40 grams. So it's one of those days, but tomorrow is going to be a fucking haul. We're going to probably hit 5,000 calories and do just under 300 grams of protein. Likely, the carbs will probably be the same, 5 to 600, if not 700 at most. And that's if I decide to have the Rice Krispies and the Pop Tarts before the gym, because tomorrow is leg day and we eat big on leg day. All right. Burning the midnight oil, Matt. This is late for you. Yes, yes, yes. This is extremely late. We're almost 12 hours late. I've been great, but I've been fucking busy, and I won't lie. It's been hectic for me for the last 1.5 weeks, 2 weeks even. But this is by far the latest I've ever gone live. Since I made the commitment of airing, a podcast episode at 12 p.m. every day. So I've stayed integral to that up until now, but at least the other half of uploading a podcast every single day is still valid, right? So I've stayed integral to that. There will be a podcast every single day. So even once we're done this live stream, I'm gonna upload the podcast really quickly, and everybody that was anticipating it is going to be able to see it. And then, of course, tomorrow I'll be giving you guys and girls another one, and Friday will be the last one for the week, as usual. You know the deal. I've been great. And how have you been? Let me know how you've been, Bianca. Kaim says he's on a mission. Yeah. Well, damn. Not to mention the clogging of the arteries, dude. So many things, man. So many things when you eat IIFYM style. You know what I mean? That's good there. That's solid. Bianca also says, true, processing fast foods like fries, onion rings actually takes away a lot of the nutritional value from these foods. That's another angle that I didn't actually tackle. I like that you said that. She also says, not to mention the fact that that most of these foods are drenched in oil and salt neither of which are good for you in high concentrations. Facts. 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 You always seem to say the things that I think and never actually say. And like whenever I upload the podcast or live streams, like I'm just steady thinking about the things I could have said that may have helped somebody else, like somebody, like if I said it. And you always are the person that says the thing that I didn't say in the live stream. So kudos to you for that. You've always been doing that. So shout out to you, Bianca. Kaim says, bro, what the fuck? How do you eat that much, man? I've been stuck at 195. What? You're 206 and that lean? Yeah, bro, it's kind of fucked up. I train like a menace. First of all, I won't lie, my genetics do play a big factor. And the third thing is I fucking eat early. That's the key. You got to eat early, bro. Like I'm talking about, and this is the thing too. I never really eat one meal at a time. Whenever I sit down to eat, I'm eating two meals at a time. Otherwise, just fuck that. It just takes too long. I'm eating so I'll just label it out for you. What can I say? So 7 ounces of chicken breast cooked, and then I got 250 grams of rice. And then I got another bowl, 7 ounces ground turkey, same amount of rice, another bowl, or yeah, tuna, about 7 ounces, 6 or 7 ounces, and then 250 grams of rice again, and then the same amount of rice again, and the same amount of tuna again. So those are four meals. And then I would do one pasta meal that comes up to like 30 grams of protein, pasta and ground beef. That's five. And then I'll do two protein shakes. That makes six meals because it's like 50, it's almost 60 grams of protein there, right? Yeah, almost 60 grams of protein. And that's just what I'm going to be eating today. That's like on the lower side. But on the higher side, I will also have five whole eggs with 200 grams of egg whites cooked. And then about 3 6 9 12, so 3 6 and then 90, so about 120 grams of oats, with like 50 grams of ice cream on top. So I actually count that all in one meal. Really, it's a really fucking humongous meal, and that would be 7 meals. That's like a high day. And then I could throw the rice krispies and pop tarts somewhere in between those meals for like it's a pre-workout snack just to get that pump. So like that's what it is. And those days are usually like 4.7 thousand, 4.4 thousand calories. And I'm averaging about between 4 to 5.5, six, even more so 4 to 5.5 liters of water a day. Again, the key is doing it early, right? So I eat four meals in two sittings essentially. There's one sitting I'll have two, one sitting I'll have two, and then the eggs and the oats and all that would be its own sitting, and then the protein shake would be right after I have the sixth meal because it's a liquid and I can just honestly chug it. But yeah, that's pretty much what I'm doing there. But yeah, man, we're still lean, bruh. We're work hard though. Like if you've seen the cheat codes that I put up on Instagram or TikTok with the reels and stuff, they're legit. I legit do those workouts. Yes, the volume is ridiculous and the weight is even more stupid, but I eat enough to do that. And I take my supplements, all that stuff, and I keep hydrated, like seriously hydrated. So that's what it is. Uh yeah, keeping it a stack. So Bianca says, hey, don't beat yourself up too much. Such is the life of a fitness entrepreneur. Yeah, fuck's sake. I ain't complaining. I asked for this shit. I fucking love the freedom, but the freedom comes with a price tag. All right. Kaim says, you have my respect for life. Not gonna lie, yo, you know what it is. You're actually one of my day ones, man. Like you literally saw me come out of my bullshit and rise into my power here. So it's nothing but love between us, man. You know it's good. Tell moms I said what's good. Diljit, what's good? Kaim says the commitment is commendable, dude. I'm a professional now. I dreamed for this for so long. Now that I'm a professional, there's just no, it's not even a thought in my mind, man, to like let go and slip up and things. It's just like I'm just doing it. Fuck everything. Fuck everything else. I'm just gonna do it. All right. Bianca says, I've been doing good. Just got back from night school not too long ago. Awesome. That's sick. I hope you're still reading your I don't want to which one was it now? Um it was something about mythological creatures. Correct me if I'm mistaken. Which was it? Greek mythology? I think it was. I hope you finished that, and you cleaned up today and you got to relax. Homie says that's the low side. What? I'm like, yeah, bro. I gotta grow, man. I gotta grow. I ain't taking no PEDs, so food is life, baby. You know what I'm saying? Bianca says, Kaim, yeah, he's nuts. Don't pump my tires. I'm just a human being, people. I appreciate the love, though. I appreciate the love. Kaim says, I've been looking at them. I believe you. What is it that you're talking about again? That you've been looking at them. Just double down on that because I'm not too clear on that. Bianca says, rising to your power, like Majin Vegeta, dude. I got the Majin Vegeta shirt. Like I'm legit so serious. I'm wearing my waist trainer right now because I have to every time I finish the workout. If you can see it, right? So I always got my waist trainer on, but you can see the M though for Majin Vegeta, and you can see his fucking busted ass Widow's Peak over here. That nigga, his hairline needs repair. He needs Bosley. Um, without the pride, I've got pride, all right. I just don't like. Believe me, we're just on air right now. Like I can be a dick about my shit when it's time to compete. I'm actually a fucking menace. But yeah, we got to keep it PG over here. You know what I'm saying? Yo, what's up, Holmes? Hope you got home safe. Hope you got home safe, man. It's good seeing you at the gym today. My G he says the cheat codes. So he says, I've been looking at them. I believe you, the cheat codes. Yeah, yeah. I mean, not to say that you doubted me anyway, like, but there are a bunch of people out there like, dude, that's so much volume. There's no way you're gonna do it. Actually, one of my boys here actually did one of the leg day cheat codes, and he was fucking crippled. Him and his boy did it. So it works. It's not easy, but hey, people always ask me, dude, what the fuck do you do? How do you train? What is it? I tell them, and then they're like, "Hey, man, that's just not the right way. This is too much. This is." I'm like, "So why would you ask me in the first place? You're asking a pro." And no, I'm not telling you what I do so that you can do it. I'm telling you that what I do so that you have an idea. And if you're honestly kind of stupid and risky enough to do it, and you have enough guts to do it, I commend you. But be responsible, be careful, of course, be safe. But it's intense, it's extreme. I don't train like a pansy. Like how else do you turn pro naturally at 23? And that's not to pump my tires. That's just to state the fact. It's not easy. It's fucking difficult. And it should be if you want to get there, to another level. Terrence, it's good. Appreciate you for joining. Bianca also says, yeah, I did finish that one, and it was Celtic myth. So I knew I fucked it up. And it wasn't Greek, it was Celtic. I knew I fucked it up. Forgive me. And legends. And I started another one. Which one did you start? Which one did you start? Answer that one, and then I'm gonna run away. Because I know I was supposed to be off 5 minutes ago, but I'm really enjoying this, and we're having some good conversation over here, so I like it. I always value you guys. I appreciate you so fucking much. You guys don't know. Kaim says, yeah, German sets. Usually how I train. RIP. Pain, baby. Bianca says, all right, Matt, go finish your last 2 meals and get some sleep. Yeah, that's gonna happen after you tell me what book you're on right now. And then I swear to God, I'll leave. Actually, I'll answer Todd Martha's last question here on TikTok, and then I'll disappear after you tell me. Homie says, I also get flamed for training like that. It works. Keep going. You're already pro. Mans can't say shit. Literally, even when I wasn't pro, I'd just look at them and laugh. I'm like, hey, what do you look like, bro? Like, not being a dick or anything. And Bianca, that's like my pride coming out, but it's like, shut the fuck up. If you're doing something better than me, let me know, and I'll do it and see if it's actually better. Like, it's not about me being right, you being wrong. It's about what works, what doesn't for me, and what works for you. Again, everybody is different. Homie says, yeah, bro, your cheat codes really do work. Tried the quad one, shit really fucking works. RIP, homie. I know you're fucking you really went in. You and homeboy really went in the gym on that leg day. So she says Norse myths and legends. I've never even heard of that. I have to look into that. And the Great Gatsby. Okay, the Great Gatsby we all know about. And a book about Bushido code. And some of the legends associated with it is dope. She's always reading. And I asked because I knew you were going to be picking up another book. Awesome. Fucking wicked. Wicked. I almost, dude, I'm going to fucking screenshot this. This is actually hilarious. Let's screenshot this properly. Fuck's sake. I can't seem to screenshot this properly. Fuck. There we go. I just had to screenshot what he was saying because yes, the cheat codes really do work. I'm gonna probably post that. Yep. So last question over here before I run away. Eat my last 2 meals and sleep like a baby is so thoughts on intermittent fasting. I think, well, first of all, literature shows that there's no real big difference between intermittent fasting and going along about your day. I honestly just think that if it's something that you can fit into your schedule a lot better, like if you are out of bed and straight to work immediately, dude, intermittent fast, just do it. Eat your meals when you're going to eat your meals, but intermittent fasting isn't like the holy grail of like burning fat. It's more of a structural thing. Like if it fits into your schedule, because you're really busy and you can't eat at a certain time, then deliberately fast until you can eat. And for some people, it's good because it makes them hungrier for the meals that they have to eat, and they struggle less with, eating the foods that they have to eat, right? So that's my thought on that. But of course, there's probably a lot more to it that I could dive into, but my brain's kind of farting right now, as it is really, really late for me. Flex, what it is, what's happening? All right, people, that's it. That's all. We're gonna be uploading this real quickly. Again, thank you so much for tuning in with me so fucking late, about 12 hours late. So you know what it is. Tomorrow we'll be here. We'll be on time. This is man's look like he's gonna freestyle. Man, fuck you. I got the Vegeta shirt on though. I got the mic on and everything. Catch me in the stew, baby. What the fuck? Let's go. Flex convoy. I almost thought this nigga disappeared. I hadn't seen this guy in so fucking long. So long, bro. I'm actually so glad to see you're out here still. When you followed me on the other account, I'm like, is this really flex or is just like someone like trying to be flex right now? But yeah, yo, it's always good to see you, Holmes. You know what's happening. All right, people. I'm here tomorrow, 12 p.m. around there. Instead of now at 12 a.m. Fuck's sake. You know what the deal is. We'll be talking about another podcast episode tomorrow. All right. Have yourself a good night. Yo, flex. Take it easy, Holmes. Bianca, Kime, you know what the fuck is up. We out, yo. Peace. Boom. Oh man. All right, YouTube. We out.